I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. It's more of a talk through video on this makeup look right here, and this was highly requested. I love how everybody says highly requested. This was very much requested from a couple of people who has seen my last couple of videos. They wanted to see how I recreated this makeup look, and so that's what I did today. You're welcome. So definitely comment in the down bar below letting me know if you like this style of video, or if you like the type of videos where I just speed through, show you what I'm doing, and don't really talk. And also give this video a like, and definitely subscribe and make sure that you're keeping up with my channel. I will leave my Instagram and Twitter somewhere in the video so that you can definitely follow those as well to keep up with me. And yeah, let's get into it, guys. So right now I'm going to be taking my Makeup Geek palette. And I'm using the Peaches and Cream shade first, and I'm taking it on a big fluffy brush. And I use the big fluffy brush just to create, to lay down the initial transition shade. I like to use all sorts of different colors while I'm doing my eye makeup, because it helps create more of a airbrushed gradient, like the separation of the colors. Whenever I go in with my eye makeup, I try to blend as much as I can and use as many gradient colors as I can. So I like this color because it's just like a really nice, it's a peach warm shade, and it's just a really good starter out shade. And I like to take this and I like to go all over the lid just to make sure that I'm making sure that there's no edges. I like to blur it out as much as I can. So I go in and I will blend for like 5 minutes straight just with this first starter shade, to make sure that everything looks as seamless as possible. This is like a really boring day today. Like, it's raining outside and it's bumming me out, man. So next I'm taking, what are you? Frappe, and I'm going to be doing this on a smaller crease brush. The lighter shade that I use to diffuse and blend out my eyeshadows, the bigger, the fluffier the brush is, the more I want to concentrate any color. I go smaller and smaller with each of the blending brushes that I use. So I don't want this to be as diffused all over my eyelid, so I like to concentrate it right here in my crease, and that's why I use something a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to start out with Frappe and go right into the crease. I'm not going all over the eyelid. I just want to keep it right here in the crease and blend it out. I do want to make sure that I'm doing small circular motions to make sure that I'm not creating like one stripe of color. I do want to make this as blended out as possible, but still keeping it concentrated the most right here in the crease. So sometimes I like to go back with the brush that I used to blend out with the first shade, and I like to take this and go right across where the top of my eyebrow and then the part of the crease shade that I've used, and I like to just blend out right where those two meet to make sure that there's no edges. Sometimes I can even go back in with my original shade and just kind of go over those shades to make sure that it's kind of blending in together. It's not creating any harsh lines, and making sure that I'm keeping the gradient that I really want. Again, I'm just taking windshield wiper motions to just my crease area. This is right where I open my eye. I can pinpoint it right here, and that's where I go. Sometimes when I open my eye and I try to do that, my eye like creases and it'll create folds. So you can sometimes hold your eye taut to do this. And I definitely like to go in and add intensity if I've lost it with all the blending. Just make sure that I have the original color really popping through, because I want this to be really, really warm. And so I definitely want to keep this color concentrated but blended out and diffused. Right? Does that make any sense? I'm going back in with that Peaches and Cream, and I'm just going over the top of where we're starting to blend, making sure I'm blending it up into the brow bone as well. I'm going to be taking this really pretty, I think this is Chickadee. Yeah, Chickadee right here, and I'm going to be taking this all into the crease. I'm using another fluffy brush. I'm using this, it's a little bit more fluffier than this brush. This is the Morphe M511 for any of you who want to look at this as reference if you're planning on purchasing these brushes. This is just a regular Sigma brush. I'll not tell you what the name is rubbed off on it, but you can see this is way bigger than this brush, and I'm taking this because I want to add a little bit more warmth into the crease. And so I'm taking a little bit more of a fluffier brush, and it's concentrated on this one side of the brush, not this side. So I'm going in with the concentrated side that's upwards, and I'm going to blend it upwards. And I'm not going crazy with the blending. I'm just adding a little bit more on top of where we added our crease color, because I wanted to brighten that up a little bit and add a little bit more of the yellow warmth instead of something like red burnt orange. I wanted more of a brighter orange, and so adding this shade on top just adds to the intensity of that warmth versus this eye. Do you see a difference? Like this is really, really warm and more on the orange side versus this is more like red brown. You can also take your original blending brush and you can just go in any areas where you think it's a little too concentrated with the color, and you can use that to blend out the original color as well. So now that I have all the warmth in the crease that I like, I want to go ahead and add some warmth into the lower lash line. I'm going to be taking that Frappe on a small pencil brush. I have medium sized eyes. They're not too big, but they're not super, super small. They're like right around in the middle. And I'm going to be taking some of those warmer shades and adding it to the lower lash line. Now you can just leave this eye look just like this and pop on some mascara or some eyeliner, whatever your preference is. But going along with the eye look that I did that most of you have requested, I'm going to be taking the Naked palette. This is the Urban Decay Smoky palette. And I took a mix of Armor and Slanted and put those two on my lids. And I mixed the two. I just really like the combo that the two gave me, and I just spread it out all over my lid. And if you're having a tough time, if you're like have a hooded lid, you can always go a little bit up above your crease. I'm keeping this strictly on where my eyelid is. And because this eye, it likes to move over and create folds, I have to hold this one a little bit more taut than the other one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take an even smaller crease brush. I'm taking this on a Morphe M503. I'm going into Cocoa Bear and I'm going to go right into the crease because you see where the gray and then the orange meet. I need something with a little bit more depth to kind of blend those two together to make it look a little bit more seamless. Now I don't want to overlap and go on the gray shade. I just want to keep this in my crease. So I'm making sure I'm not dragging this down and blending it like this. I don't want to make my gray disappear, but I do want to make the crease go a little bit darker. So I'm more concentrating and keeping this off of my lid and staying in my crease. So now from the Urban Decay Naked palette, I'm going to be taking the shade High and I'm going to go right in the inner corner. Next, I'm taking the Urban Decay, the brush that came with it with the pencil Smoky brush, and I'm going to be taking the color Slanted and I'm going right under where we put that initial orange shade, and I'm going to the outer thirds of my eye. It's like I want everything to go from warm to gray, and so I started out with a really warm shade, really diffused at the bottom, and now I'm really concentrating the darker gray shade right here closest to the lash line. You can never not do enough blending whenever it comes to a smoky eye, like never. Next I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques angled liner brush and my Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner, and I'm going to be going right into the waterline. I want to make the eye look a little bit more intense. And I love to do gel way better than I love to do like an eye kohl because it can be so intense and you have way more control with where the product goes, which is why I like it. And I like to just smudge it. Use the same brush to smudge it, whatever's left, and then I'll take that brush that we used to blend out the gray and I will add this to it to add a little bit more smoky effect. Keeping it more concentrated to the outer corners, not going all the way in because that will make me look like a raccoon. I kind of keep it from like my pupil when you look forward straight and then outwards. That's where I concentrate the biggest amount of my blending and smoking out. I don't go all the way in because it can look super raccoony, and so I just keep it more towards the outer portion of the eye because it also adds to the lengthening and making your eye shape look a little bit more like an almond shaped eye or like a cat eye. And that's the shape that I really like. Now that was the lower lash line, and now I want to take the Kat Von D tattoo liner. This is like my all-time favorite liner just in general. I've had this for quite some time and it has lasted me a very long time. So I'm just going to take this to the top lash line. I go from the inner rim to the outer corner. Sometimes I go straight into the inner rim, and so I just do a few short strokes. I bring it to the inner corner and I stop. I stop right whenever I get to the middle of my eye. Then I try to take it and wing it out, and until I'm happy with the length of the wing. I normally like to stop right where my eyebrow ends, so when I go down with my eyebrow, that's where I like to stop my wing. And I will take that as my first guideline, and I do a few short strokes just to start meeting towards the outer wing, and then I'll start attaching the two together. Sometimes that can be enough, and then I really like to make my top line really thick when I do all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner, and so I'm just going to add a little bit more thickness. So like layer by layer, I'll slowly add to the top. And so that is the eyeliner for that side. I'm going to just do it on the other side and then I'll come back. Okay, now that I'm happy with both of my wings, I take a black shadow and I take a flat tip brush. This is the Morphe B75 brush, and I like to take this on just any regular black shadow. This is Makeup Geek Corrupt. I take this, I pat it on here onto my flat shader brush, and I go straight on top of wherever I put any liner. This makes sure that it's similar to the same concept as you put on liquid foundation and then you put powder on top to set it, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm putting a liquid down and then I'm putting a powder on top to set it and make sure that it doesn't move. So that is essentially what I'm doing here, and I'm just patting it on top of wherever I've placed any of my eyeliner. And it also really helps if you have any patchiness anywhere, or anywhere where there's any uneven eyeliner, like you've done like really small wispy strokes but it didn't add enough intensity to certain spots. Adding the black over it will definitely ensure that you don't have patchy eyeliner, like it looks like flawless. And so then to make my waterline just stay all day, I take this same shadow, I just go in and I pat. I go in and then I pat. So I'm just going to be curling my eyelashes really fast. And then I'm taking my favorite mascara. I could just leave it with just the mascara, but I am going to add some false lashes because I am going to be filming today and I want that. Then next I'm going in with lashes, but I really like the Salon Perfect Demi Wispy lashes because I like how they start out small and then wing out, making sure they're drying so that they're super, super tacky whenever I put them on my eye because I don't want them to be slippery all over the place. Okay, I'm bringing my mirror just a little bit closer because this is where it gets a little tricky. Please don't fall. Ta-da! Guys, I'm getting like so fast at this. I'm so excited. That was like literally like that didn't take any time like at all to do. Yeah. What is that? Get back in there. Just placing it right on top. I do go in back over with a black eyeliner because I like to cover the band and make sure that none of the glue is actually showing. And so now what I'm going to do, I took the Tartiste Namaste liquid lipstick without any lip liner, just all over the lips. And this one is so super gorgeous just on its own. It's so pretty. And so that's just Namaste all on its own. And then next I'm going to be taking the ColourPop liquid lipstick in Vice. And I go all over the lips with this. So that's both Vice and the Namaste mixed on my lips. And I could just keep it just like this. It's actually really pretty like this. Like really pretty like this. But I used the Buxom lip gloss, which I just talked about in my last video. I'm probably going to talk about it in my favorites. This is just my all-time favorite lip gloss in the whole entire world. And I do want to cool up this lip color just a little bit because it's a little on the warm side. And so now I'm just going to be adding this on top. So to finish off the whole rest of the look, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And I'm just going to shake this up. Then I just spritz this all over the face. Oh, yes. So this was my Get Ready With Me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for you. I love these videos so much. And thank you so much for the subscribers who commented wanting me to make this video. It all happened because of you. I love this makeup so much. Definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos and give this video a like. It really helps out my channel a lot. All my social media outlets will be in the down bar below as well. You can check out my Instagram and my Twitter. I like to update those more frequently than what I have in the past, and so I've been on those little mediums if you want to catch up with me, see what I'm up to. And so I will see you guys later so much. So later so much? What? So I will definitely see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and bye!